Welcome back to the C Morning Show. Only on the C today. I'm Ravi and with Carol right now.
Yes.
We're up next for our next talk show, and it's about our city
and air.
Yeah, here in the capital of Indonesia.
I'm an example.
Yeah. Yes, Carol is not having her best days. And
For 2 weeks now.
For 2 weeks?
I went to doctors. My antibiotics is all finished. I went to another doctor to, for them to like check up on what's going on. I did a radiology. I got blood tests yesterday just to check, is everything okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully everything is okay.
Yeah, it's just because the air.
Just
that's it.
Air.
Yeah.
Yes, this is really a topic right now that we have to focus on, where Jakarta residents have been in worse health over the past week after the capital was listed among the world's 5 most polluted cities.
As of August the 15th, Jakarta is in the top 5 in the IQ Air ranking of air pollution in major cities for almost a week since August 7th. As of August the 15th, the city continued to be in IQ Air's top 5. It's not a good number, by the way, since it was listed on August the 7th.
Now, since June, Jakarta also regularly recorded unhealthy levels of PM 2.5 pollutants, a class of fine breathable matter that can penetrate airways to cause respiratory problems.
And that's what I've been having. Now, and social media have been a buzz as well in recent days, with many users asking one another about the health risk of air pollution, particularly on children, and the effect on the long term. Now,
to answer these questions on how parents could protect children from pollutants is pediatrician Dr. Shela Sundawa. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, doctor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Now, we are just going to dive into the topics.
Yes.
This is a really matter that we really need to focus on, and we really need to focus on and think through it. What are the common health risks that this hazardous air quality poses to children? What is the dangers of it?
Well, the danger of air pollution, as we know that most of the air pollution come to our body because we inhale it.
Right.
So the most common problem that we see every day during practice is respiratory condition. It can be asthma exacerbation, it could be upper respiratory tract infection, it also can be a pneumonia, and also other exacerbation of allergy. But however, the risk of health is not only during the childhood period, but it's already started since before they were born.
Right, so during pregnancy.
Yes.
During the pregnancy itself. Because in my condition, Dr. Shela, if you just heard, I already have the sickness for 2 weeks. I already went to doctors and everything. I don't have any allergies and whatnot. I do have a tonsillitis, and usually after antibiotics, after 2-3 days, I'll be great. Finishing my antibiotics, I'll be in like good health again. But this time is very different. That's why I took the initiative yesterday to do radiology, blood tests and whatnot to see what's going on. It turns out it is because of, the doctor was saying, the internist saying that it was because of the air pollution and that I should wear more mask and everything. If this has caused a human adult like me, how would this especially, cater to the children? Because I'm pretty sure they're more vulnerable. Some of their organs, especially for the toddlers, are not, are not in the shape yet. Does this air pollution, as what we're currently facing right now, can harm and affect the children in the long run?
Yes, of course. And first of all, I'm so sorry for your condition.
Oh,
I
thank
hope
you,
you're getting
doctor.
better soon.
Thank you, Dr. Shela.
So I think the problem with the children is that the air pollution, it came to them during their developing period.
Correct.
So all of the organ in children are still developing and maturing. So when they come during this period, critical time, it can affect not only their anatomically, but it can also pose danger to them in functionality. It can impair their lung growth, it can impair their brain and cognitive function. It can also impair cardiovascular health in the long run.
Okay.
So this is very serious, right?
This is very
a serious note.
Yes, very serious problem.
Yeah, not just children, also adults, just everyone.
Yeah.
It is very serious matters. So, are there any warning signs or symptoms that parents should be aware of in children that are exposed to bad air quality? How do you know?
Well, we can know it from the symptom that our children are
Experiencing.
Yes, experiencing.
That are.
They may have a cough and they may have a serious sneezing, or they may have exacerbation from their previous diagnosis of allergy reaction. I mean, it can be from the skin, eczema. It can also be exacerbation of asthma. So all kind of the exacerbation during the acute inhalation of the air pollution.
Yes.
It is easier to us to see the acute or the, it is a sudden, the sudden change of health in our children. It's easier to observe. However, it can also affect them in the long term. And it is also dangerous. It's not only the respiratory, it's not only the allergic or developing of asthma, but it can also cause them to have cancer.
Oh my goodness.
And then it can also poses danger for them, their cardiovascular health.
Yeah.
And it can prone children to obesity as well.
Wow.
Oh, in fact, to that, to obesity. Now, Dr. Shela, my question is, how can we protect our children right now? Because during the pandemic, we know what to do. You need to do the health protocols, wash your hands, wear your mask and whatnot. But this is right now, it's the air that we breathe. And we can't kind of like choose what kind of air right now, because the air, we don't know which one is greater right now, especially if we're living in Jakarta. So what is the first aid that we should do for our children? Because they are going to school already.
Yes, that is a very difficult question for me to answer. As we all know that air pollution is surrounded us.
Yes.
It's where we live in, and it's what we breathe every day. So if I can, I would love to prescribe clean air to all of the children.
Of course.
But how can I do that? So I think the first and foremost important thing about air pollution is to prevent us from breathing it, right? But it's not a really a simple solution for that, right? So if you are using mask, it's not really going to filter the air pollution. It's really small that it can also enter the mask. If you want to use mask, it should be the tight mask, the N95 mask that is not comfortable and not convenient for children. So I think maybe if you could have some time to escape the town, you need to breathe the fresh air outside of the town, outside of the city.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great solution, by the way. Weekend is also coming. We don't have the Independence Day. Some of the kids are having a long day, holiday. It's time for you to take your kids out. I mean, I would definitely do. We do have some graphics, so it's make it easier for you at home to see the effect of air pollution on children's health. So this is already mentioned before by Dr. Shela, doctor. So there's also infant mortality.
Yes, there is a growing evidence that it can also increase the risk of infant mortality.
So what should a pregnant, especially if you're pregnant right now, a pregnancy mother, should do with this current situation?
Prevent yourself from inhaling the air pollution.
Okay.
Maybe it is difficult if you live in the city. So I don't know if it's possible for us to sit 24 hours inside our house with air purifier on, but I don't think that is the long-term solution that we are seeking. So maybe this is also a plea for our government to do something with the air pollution, because it's not only on a household level or community level, but it's might be on a city or national level of problem. We need to find the solution.
It is out of our hands as citizens.
Yes.
As of this moment. So things need to happen.
Of course.
This needs to happen. So looking at this list as well, because this topic is about the effects on children. Now, is it true that air pollution can affect the brain and causing inflammation and also decrease brain function to children, even adults?
Some evidence, that some growing and a very strong cohort evidence that it shows that during the pregnancy, in the neurocognitive brain, the golden period of brain development, there is a growing evidence that it may increase the risk of children of developing autism spectrum disorder. So the harmful effect of air pollution starts since before children were born. And the another problem that increases is that if they already born with a healthy and brain and healthy body, but they get exposed from the air pollution, it can also increase their difficulty in studying at school. So there are studies that shows there is a decrease, a lower performance, lower school performance for those children.
Because they can't concentrate right with all these air that is very heavy for them to breathe onto, and it's also very pollutant. Now, Dr. Shela, usually especially like when I have a 2-year-old, usually in the morning I would take her out to get all the sun and vitamins D at 8 before 10 o'clock. Is that still can be done right now, or is there any time that we can actually go outside of our house? Or during this air pollutant right now, Jakarta is like #1 or #2 as of right now, top 5. Is there any time that is safe for our children to play outside of or outdoors?
Okay, so from the monitoring of the air quality index, the AQI, I monitor it for the 24 hours in a day, and I didn't find any safer level of air pollution. So I don't know if it's still wise to advise children to go outside in the morning, because the first time we open our window in the morning, we are expecting fresh air.
Yes.
But the air quality index does not show us.
Says it different.
Yes.
So this is a random question. Not even at 3 a.m. in the morning.
The air quality outside, if you want to see it, I think it still remains the same. Yes, because there is this problem with trapping air pollution in the atmosphere. So because of there is less rain, it also make the air pollution more difficult to diffuse from the areas.
And we know, Dr. Shela, air is very pivotal for a human to live. Now, there are other factors also that can support, especially our children, nutritious food or any vitamins. With the current situation that our capital city right now is, what other kind of foods or vitamins that we should kind of do to replace, not replace air, but at least for us to sustain our health and sustain the health of our children?
Well, maybe the thing that we can do for our children to optimally give them nutritious food. So it is to prevent to give them ultra processing food, because it is not healthy. It will increase another health risk for them. So we do not want to risk another issues for the children.
Yes. So there you go. No snack, all healthy food. Mom's homemade cooked food, is always the best.
Wow, it's actually tough times for all of us.
Yes. Yeah.
This is really important topic to look at. And Dr. Shela, thank you very much for being here.
Yes, thank you very much,
to share your
Dr.
insights and your knowledge to all of us here and to all of you watching at home.
Once
again, thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll be hopefully seeing you next time.
Yes. With a better kind of issue.
With a better kind of,
Amen to that.
Yes,
Amen
thank
to
you,
that.
Dr. Shela.
All right, now we are up for another short break, but in the meantime, don't forget to follow our socials account if you haven't already. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at C Today News. Stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the C Morning Show.